saying. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I have to handicap myself a little bit tonight. Thus the Bud Light. Bud Light because, of course, we had Faithless Forum last weekend. It was awesome, but we also had a fuck ton of refreshments left over afterwards because we spent $350 on goddamn refreshments and cookies and shit. We had cookies. Thank you very much. I know my fucking snacks. All right, heathens. Well, tonight, if you guys don't know, there is another live stream going on, roasting Kent Hovind. So after this stream, go over there and finish watching it over there. I had a little bit of a video in there, which honestly I don't think was appreciated. I mean, saying that, oh, Kent Hovind, that name slams sphincters shut so fast, or faster than a Taiwanese boy as Ted Haggart comes at him. I think that was pretty funny. Along with the fact that he opened up his whole dino park or whatever down in Oxford, Alabama, as being a perfect example of like cousin fucking is a funny joke. So I don't want to hear shit like that whole meme, like, nah, about the whole duds that were dropped over there. All right, tonight we have comments, of course, and not to mention a very special guest. We have a surprise rebuttal to a video that I don't really have to rebut so much, but it is a flat earth video. But first we'll get to the comments. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, we got Today I Learned First. I always forget that. I mean, it's on the list first because I've already got it pulled up. Today I learned. Jonathan Hensley, the writer of Die Hard with a Vengeance, was interrogated by the FBI over his screenplay. The plot Hensley devised to rob the bank was so plausible, the FBI wanted to know where he got his information. I have to say that is the best, that's the best reason to be investigated by the FBI. The Godless One says, your jokes were great, your jokes were roasty. See, that's the point I feel of a roast, is that you're supposed to provide these jokes that people don't necessarily, that you wouldn't necessarily make in general. Like, they're supposed to be really fucking mean. So, like, I felt like saying, hey, Kent, exactly what color crayon did you write your dissertation with in order to get your PhD? That's a pretty funny fucking joke. Maybe I didn't deliver it correctly, but you know what? I thought it was going to be edited when it was played. And I wasn't drunk at lunch, but I'm getting drunk now. All right. All right, we got one more Today I Learned, and then we got the rest of the Today I Learned after the show tonight. Let me see. Oh, here's an intro. Well, no, hold on. I want to do this one. Today I learned on the set of The Princess Bride, Andre the Giant once, quote, let out a 16-second fart and brought production to a standstill. Nobody said anything except for the director, Rob Reiner, who said, are you okay, Andre? To which Andre replied, I am now, boss. Andre the Giant, fucking legend. Can you just imagine being on set and hearing that foghorn come out of his ass? Well, he's cute. Oh, I can imagine. He probably ate 3 steaks in order to get that out. I can spare about $350. Take my money! That was from Chrismer. Chrismer. Thank you, Chrismer, for the less than 350. He said about. That's true. All right, so let's see what kind of shit comments we got tonight. Oh, here's a good shit one. So from my street preacher Joe, one. It's about flat Earth and all that kind of stuff. Gotta get in the right voice, okay? This is absurd. No one knows this, but to say it's mechanics. No scientist was there. Space doesn't exist. Too many people believe and trust man, and men lie. God doesn't. You lost. Repent and follow Christ. Scientism is your God. I I love this one because I mean, like, the first part doesn't really make sense, but then it's like no scientist was there. Space doesn't exist. You're like, well, fuck me. And don't trust men, although men wrote the Bible, which is about God. Men come up with every fucking idea of God out there. But apparently, scientism is my God, which I don't fucking understand either. I have a fucking doctorate in science. Hold on. I got it right here. My doctorate in the fucking scientism. All hell, bite me. And Abe Lincoln, and then could not read. Or intelligible? Unintelligible. There's nothing intelligible about tonight. Here's a good comment. How you feeling today, G.E.? And then it looks like a squiddy face? I don't know. It looks like a smiley face. You may not know me, but thank you for simply existing! Thank you for being who you are. This has been a pretty big theme since the Faithless Forum, highlighting those awesome comments for why I keep on doing this. So thank you so much, Black Neos 940. I hope you're still watching. Here we go. What happened? Okay. Yeah, mine's buffering too. Okay. Go back to the flat earth because you only watch videos of people that believe in the flat earth that don't do the science. Go react to a video of scientists doing flat earth tests and proving there is no curve. And then I'm like, well, don't tell me what the fuck to do, because fuck you. No, but seriously, I don't like being told what to do. You ask me to do something, and I'll more than likely look into it. Tonight's video is about the Convex Earth documentary, and I've managed to just clip out. It's a 20-minute clip, but we're not going to watch all 20 minutes. I'm going to try to summarize some of it, but basically we're going to go through a little bit each time. Beach 8 says, "You heathen! I'm just a lowly NASA shill." Me too there, Beach 8. Well, I don't work at NASA, but hey, I'm glad you're watching. That's what I'm doing. Wrong fucking thing. There we go. Okay. Next comment of the day. Prepare to facepalm yourself in the next work. What? Alright, here are some comments that we're going to do right after we watch a certain video. And I believe, yeah, we don't really have that much other than that. So we'll watch this one. or we'll look at this one. "This is on my task list. Doesn't prove Jesus existed in history." This person says, "I'll give you a good reason why Moses probably did exist. Because we have eyewitness testimony of Jesus proclaiming that Moses did exist. There's actually evidence of Exodus in the world." And then a YouTube video, "Jesus is predicted in many prophecies." Which, okay. Jesus being predicted in the prophecies of the Old Testament and definitely coming true in the New Testament is one of the reasons why I think that it was totally made up. The Godless Island. Today's episode is brought to you by sperm. Got sperm? Ted Haggart does. He's looking to put it in you. If you're Taiwanese or whatever the fuck kind of ethnicity he goes for. So Moses, if you guys didn't know, Moses isn't a real person. He was sort of like mythically created in the Old Testament. We don't have any evidence that he actually existed. Just because a character in a book claims that somebody else that it's also a character in a book is a real person does not actually mean that he was there. But also, Jesus never existed at the time of Moses, so there's no way, even if Jesus was real, he could attest to a real Moses being there. So, your whole statement there is fucked beyond belief. Literally. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get to this. There was a response video to me today, and I wanted to cover it before we actually get to like the Flat Earth documentary. It's about Flat Earth, and it's only like 4 minutes, so we're going to watch it real quick, okay? Oh, fuck, I forgot. The actual VLC thing's not wanting to work. Display capture 2? Fuck. See if I can get this in frame. Shibuji. Okay. Nope. And boom. Okay. So I think that pretty much gets it. Alright, here we go. Now this guy right here has a very unique view on me in general.
Ever since I discovered that the world we live on is not a spinning globe, but in fact flat, my life went like a rocket in one of those NASA rocket graveyards. That's where I'm at.
NASA rocket graveyard? Do they have NASA rocket graveyards? I think we got a NASA shill in the comments section right now. Could you please let us know if there are NASA rocket graveyards? But regardless of whether or not there actually are NASA rocket graveyards, I don't know why your life has to go in the toilet just because you think the Earth is flat. Unless you just mean online and people ridicule you because it's a stupid idea to have. Either way.
I'm at right now. My life is fucked. I'm gonna end up on the streets in a couple of weeks. I don't have any money because I believe the Earth is flat and no one will employ me. And
I don't take this guy seriously now. I believe the Earth is flat and nobody will employ me because I say the Earth's flat. I think this is a troll.
anyways, I'll just make this video real short because I just wanted to say that the Godless engineer, I watched this video, and in this video he claims that if the Earth was flat, then cats and dogs would start fucking each other and produce human babies.
We don't feel the Earth actively moving or rotating or anything like that because we are part of the Earth object because of gravity. Now, if you get higher up in the atmosphere, you can actually see the Earth turning underneath you. Now, there are several ways that we can know that the Earth is actually moving. We can tell by the stars in the sky and the sun and the moon. Now, a flat earther would look at these things and be like, nope, that means that those things are moving and not us. That just doesn't make sense. In order for the Earth to not be moving and everything else to move, we would have to change everything that we know about reality. Math equations would get 10 times more complicated in order to compensate for different things. Cats and dogs would start sleeping with each other and producing human cat babies. It would be chaotic.
Now, Godless engineer, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work like that. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Because that means the cat who was fucking the dog was cheating on the dog.
What? The cat that was fucking on the dog was cheating on the dog? Oh, because it was a human baby, because he vaguely under fucking stands like biology, I guess? Like, oh, a dog and a cat's not gonna produce no human. I know that, you dumb motherfucker.
How do you
Yeah, I don't know how you explain puppy monkey baby, but I would love for your excuse right now.
And fucking a human instead. Probably you. So my theory is that you actually fucked the cat and then
Just for reference, this video is called Godless Engineer Fucks Cats.
left it, abandoned it. But obviously this is something none of us can prove. This is something you did probably, you know, somewhere in a basement. You know, you knocked this cat up. No one can prove that you actually did it. Anyways, the point of this whole video is that I want to make a deal with you, Godless Engineer. I want to make a deal with you. If it turns out, eventually, that the Earth is flat, which it is, when everybody realizes that the Earth is not a spinning globe, but in fact flat, it's...
Yep, this guy just exposed me as a furry, honey. I'm a furry. I think this guy is, like, most people in there said that this guy's a troll. I think that he legit is a troll, but, you know, we're going to see here in a second his comment section, which I guess we're not going to watch the entire thing because it's pretty much like, I challenge you, Godless Engineer. If we prove this place is a flat plane, you got to fuck a cat. That's what he says. You don't believe me? Go watch his video down below. I got it. I just got it linked. It just got saved. So if you refresh the page, you should be able to get his video about me fucking cats. So I commented on his video saying something pretty simple. Whoa! But then this guy comes in with Godless Engineer. It's flat, not fat as you fat fuck. Research the curb you believe in, you religious heliocult fanatic. Oh yeah, earbud warning. Sorry. It's a little late, I know. And then there's this guy. I'm not sure what he's trying to say here, but I can almost say 1, no. 2, come on, man, no. 3, fuck no. And then 4, oh, that's a whole lot of fucking no. I'm guessing it's a different language, but I'm American and I don't have time to research new languages. They just need to speak American on all places. I'm just saying. No curvature. Flat horizon always remains at eye level. Earth is 70% water and it always lays flat. Equal flat Earth. Globe debunked. And then this guy, as usual, globelings have poor logic. Hashtag globe exit. I wish he'd globe exit too. On a rocket. So that he could see the spherical Earth. Alright, so now this guy says, what the fuck? What the fuck? Logic is this? There's no real experiment proves the Earth is moving. There are, but, you know, whatever. What the fuck logic is this? There's no real experiment that proves that the Earth is not moving. True. Convince me. You can't convince a flat earther. I don't care what they say. You legit cannot say anything to a flat earther and convince them that the Earth is a spinning ball, or a spinning oblate spheroid. This guy, no one gets their glow balls near my flat Earth cats. All he has is equations to explain away what is obvious. It's funny that he said all the math equations would have to change if the Earth was not moving. Well, they would. Forget the opposition, sir. They are not worth the acknowledgement, time, or energy. I am still praying for your success, sir. Whew, I thought you was about to do something like productive and shit. Yeah. Yeah. Say, Ich habe viele Suzuki. I don't think that was it. Godless Iowan did it anyways. Already. Ich habe viele Suzuki. I don't think that was correct.
It's gotta be
chitin. I like the last comment here. That's what meth do to a human become a flattard. I fucking agree. I like how Unseemly Tangent just said yes. All right, let's see. We got to get going. What does it mean? Should I just did I say Allahu Akbar in German? Is that what I said? Let's see, translate.google.com. People are probably gonna beat me to it. No, it's not English. It is German. German. I have no idea. Oh, wait. Why is it going to Latin? What the fuck? I have many candies! Yeah, that's what it said. I don't know. We'll see.
Ich habe viele Süßigkeiten.
Ich habe viele Süßigkeiten.
Ich habe viele Süßigkeiten.
God damn! Why does it go into drunk German mode? I mean, that's a little bit racist, isn't it? Ich habe viele Süßigkeiten. Motherfucker. I feel like I should have like a translation thing, like Ich habe viele Süßigkeiten, bitch. Gonna go for it. Everybody, Gonna Go For It did our lovely intro that you guys aren't seeing, so yeah. All right, so we're gonna get to the convex Earth thing. Like I said, I did pull out a little bit. Dun, 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 is what it says. All right, so we're getting to the results. Just to preface here, and I'm really fighting hard with the non sequitur show tonight. So if you haven't shared out this video, please do so right now so we can get more people watching. I really appreciate everybody that's here right now. Give it a like, share, whatever you can do. That would be awesome. Now, to set this up a little bit, what this guy did, or these people did, is they performed several experiments over apparently 7 fucking years, okay? Took 7 years to put this together. Fucking, this is all they got. An embarrassing scientific well, quote unquote scientific, it's not really scientific, where there are 3 experiments with electromagnetic waves traveling across a body of water and supposedly proving a flat Earth. Not Joe Witness. I am watching both, so take my money. That's some amazing like multitasking right there. I appreciate that, not Joe. All right, so then they got that, and then they have GPS tests. So we've got 3 electromagnetic frequency or wave tests, and then a couple of GPS tests that we're going to be looking at tonight. I have my research linked down below, so if you want to go down there, check out the actual information, not this piss poor fucking information that they're going to provide us. Oh, it looks like Geek Room donated $2.99. Yeah, it's not showing up yet. I guess maybe it's taking a second for it to come through. I'm not sure. I didn't see what they wrote yet, so when it comes through Geek Room, I will be sure to read it. All right. Y'all ready? Experiments with boats in the horizon now.
To what conclusion did the researchers arrive in relation to the experiments with ships? The researchers realized that after some time looking at the boats with the naked eye, they began to disappear on the horizon.
What? You mean to tell me as the boats go over the curve, they fucking disappear? Holy fucking shit. No way is that happening. Actually, there is. Yeah, that's how it works. So glad you proved the curve.
First, the hull. Then it was no longer possible to see the boat. And finally, the mast lowered until it disappeared completely.
Oh, fuck. Are they proving the curvature of the Earth right now? Okay, I did not expect it to go this way. Thank you, everybody, for this. This isn't candy, it's peanuts. But thank you. We have proven the curvature of the Earth through a flat Earth video. I can literally suck nuts, y'all. Suck these nuts. Okay. I got a lot of protein. Thank you.
As the spherical Earth theory explains.
Okay, before these people start talking, I would like to say, Robert Clary, you are correct. That is refraction. So, with the boats going over the horizon, people often say that, oh no, you just got to zoom in farther and you'll be able to see it. Well, actually what you're seeing is light that is bending along the curve of the Earth. You can see this when, when you're in, I believe it's Michigan, and you're looking out over to the Chicago skyline. You can see more of it as the sun goes down. It's like the light bends over the surface of the water and bending with the curvature of the Earth. Same thing happens with boats. You see a mirage kind of image where the image is sort of flipped because it's a mirage. That's how mirages work. If you've ever been on a long highway journey, which we just got back from Faithless Forum, saw a whole bunch of this shit. But you see basically a false image because of how the light is refracted off of the atmosphere, off of, particles in the air and everything like that. So that is what it's doing. They go a different route, though.
Watching the boats with the naked eye, the initial impression is that they were disappearing, as if descending behind the horizon line.
Oh, yeah, because they are descending over the curve of the Earth. Interestingly enough, this is kind of the first place that it actually, the first way that we got the inclination that we were a sphere. Ancient, I believe it was ancient Grecian, sailors, they would notice the boats, they would disappear from the bottom to the top. And so, yeah.
When the boats reached a certain distance, it was no longer possible to see them with the naked eye.
For a moment, we were a little frustrated to be in the place to prove the sphericity of the air, as with a naked eye, we could easily come to that conclusion.
Does this mean that the Earth is even spherical?
Yes, it does. What's going on? Oh shit, we got satellites and we got computers and we got people on cell phones and god damn it, this is getting scientific as fuck.
With the loss of eye contact, it's time for the team to use optical instruments in an attempt to still see the boats.
Good going. Bring out the huge ass fucking telescopes in order to see it. Good job, guys.
If the boats are still visible through the equipment, it's proof that they have not traveled below the horizon.
Oh, they hadn't? All right. First of all, I would like to point out here that the scale of this image is fucky. It is fucky beyond fuck. First of all, ships would not be that big in relation to the curvature of the Earth. Those are some big fucking ships right there. What? Well, I guess we're doing it sooner than later. Isn't that right, Trumpet Boy? Just, in case you guys don't know, apparently we're bombing Syria right now. Oh, okay.
And to everyone's surprise, the boats were still there, visible.
No, they're not! They're not fucking there! You see the antenna on top of a fucking boat. You don't see the boat. The boats aren't there. It's underneath water. It's on the other fucking side. Godless Iowan, watching GE while on the toilet. My favorite. Turn that fan on and spray some of that good smelling shit. I know you got it in there. Or light a candle. My great grandmother, she make me used to light a match. My shit's been strong ever since I was born.
The researchers realized that the images of the equipment presented some optical phenomena.
Okay, so this is a perfect example of the mirroring effect. I don't know if you guys can tell, but obviously there's the very top of the boat, and then you're actually like the curvature of the Earth is actually higher, but what you're seeing is, you know, basically the mirage, and it's causing it to look lower, but it's actually just that image flopped.
During the experiments, we perceived the formation of optical phenomena that we initially attribute to the Fata Morgana effect, which is the refraction of light in the layers of the atmosphere.
That's exactly what it is. I am intrigued as to how you explain this.
This phenomenon is very common in deserts. There are the famous mirages. The mirage is the Fata Morgana effect.
A formation of images occurs, virtual images, images that are not real at specific points. Through the observations and the collected data during the experiments, we were able to determine that the optical phenomena had a certain pattern. After some distance, we began to have a visual loss, which increased to a distance where our direct vision was compromised.
When we lost the view with the naked eye, we used optical equipment, in this case the telescope, and the boat was still there. Only
I choked on sucking nuts.
we realized that it was an inverted image, a mirror image.
We realized that the real image was practically disappearing, and we had the formation of an inverted virtual image, an inverted mirror image, when the angle of incidence of light on the surface, in this case water, tended to zero.
Mirror effect!
This occurs because of the mirroring effect, where the reflection of the image occurs.
This phenomenon we recorded for the first time in Lagos dos Patos in Rio Grande do Sul. During the research, we sensed that each state of experiments was complementing the other.
With the unfolding of the experiments, we perceived that the optical instruments amplified the visual phenomena.
In the case of the use of Newtonian telescopes, in which its optics, which is of extreme precision, amplifies thousands of times the capacity of the human eye, could.
Okay, yes, it is very, very precise, that the things that you use, but still doesn't mean that the Earth's flat. And then we got Prince Thunderflare, choking my nuts!
See things that we did not see.
This led to amplifying the visual phenomena we observed during the execution of the experiments. We deepened the studies, and we could determine that most optical phenomena, which are attributed to the refraction of light, called Fata Morgana effect, actually occurs by reflection. It is a reflective process of light on a surface with an angle tending to zero.
Right?
With the observations we make, we have been able to promote a new physical theory that explains the Fata Morgana effect from a new optic, a new point of view.
Okay. So let me get this straight. Let me see if I understand this. Tell me if I'm wrong here, guys. They observe the mirage that occurs, you know, as the ship disappears over the curve of the Earth. And so their answer is to invent a wholly new theory with no basis in reality in order to confirm their preconceived biases. These are not scientists. If they are scientists, they need to have their scientism cards revoked. These are not scientists.
We call it the theory of optics applied to visual phenomena.
What in the fuck is that?
This conclusion helped us explain three phenomena that we know are illusions.
Okay, how? Can you please give us insight into how it does that?
Why the boat seems to disappear going down the horizon line, why first fades the hull and then the boat, and why when an observer is taller can see farther.
Okay.
We conclude then that boats don't descend at the horizon, and that we lose the ability to observe them, to see them in function of an optical phenomenon.
That's not telling me how it fucking works. That's just saying, oh, they don't disappear below the horizon. You just can't see them anymore. Like, that's not that's not an explanation for anything. That's just lazy work. That's like lazy shit right there.
With this experiment, one of the main arguments of the spherical Earth theory, that boats disappear on the horizon due to the curvature, is totally refuted.
Honey, totally refuted. Because they're just like, nope, we're going to totally forego the mirage thing, and we're going to invent a totally new thing that explains everything but nothing at all at the same time. Ooh, she getting savage. She's pissing on things now. She doesn't do that very often, but sometimes she'll cop a squat. Okay, my lawyers tell me that is not true about my VP of Godless Engineering. VP, could you get me another Bud Light? Please? Thank you.
This is the first proof of the flatness of the waters.
No, it's not! Also, I'd like to point out how she said, we first observed this over here. And it's like, well, I don't know if they meant like first observed it during their experiments or first observed it ever. And so they feel like they are making up a whole new thing, which they, in the end, they did. They made up a whole new thing and then didn't explain it and said, that's why you can't see it. I mean, holy fuck. This is some kick-ass fucking music. Experiment with long-range telescopes.
Among the long-distance viewing experiments performed with telescopes, the one with the greatest impact was at Lake Titicaca, where the team tried to record images at 110 kilometers. The site was chosen due to the low humidity of the air at certain times of the year, which is a prime factor for the result.
Okay, so what he's talking about here is the fact that there is atmospheric refraction, as well as other types of refraction that occur when electromagnetic waves are beamed across a body of water. So like, for instance, light, that would be an electromagnetic wave. Lasers would be, radio waves would be, which are the three things that they test here. But all of them being beamed across a body of water would suffer this refraction. So what they basically did was they tried to reduce the amount of refraction and then just assume there was no refraction at all and dubbed it a flat earth. Okay, so we're gonna have to... They're pointing. The Godless Island on Lake Poopy Teats. What? On Lake Poopy Teats. I don't know what they're fucking arguing about, but yeah. Okay, so this guy is like a shipboat captain kind of guy. They're just talking about how far they can see on any given day. Of course, she's fucking surprised that she's even there in this documentary. He's high as fuck. I don't even know what he's doing there. He's a boat conductor. I don't know, like a boat captain, like I understand that, but boat conductor? Like, is that just how they reference them in Spanish languages or what? I mean, I don't know. Boat conductor makes me think of a train on a goddamn like water, like a water train. That would be interesting. But anyways, they're just talking about like how far they can see and how flat it is and all this other shit. And then this guy throws a field goal or throws a touchdown, not a field goal. You kick a field goal. You don't throw a field goal, dumbass. And they're still talking. Now this is where they're saying, oh, look, we're going to measure from, well, fuck, you guys can't say. see my cursor here. Let me capture the cursor real quick. They say, okay, look, we're going to shine a light from here all the way over to here, and we're going to see if you can see it, okay? And so here's the basic lens that they're using, and that he's given her lessons on, you know, how to use technology, I guess. I don't know. They're pretty misogynistic down there. Who knows?
With the telescope, the team was able to record images at a distance of more than 100 kilometers.
Well, right. I mean, it's not like vision just fucking stops after a certain point. You can see across the way. You could see shit, but I mean, that doesn't mean that there's no curve. You can visibly see the curve of the earth right there. And then like the other banks, like mountains and shit that are on the other side, you can see them in the picture there. There's nothing that's proving a flat earth here.
Which would be impossible in the theory of a spherical earth, as the curvature would have a height of 237.
Okay, guys. I have to point this out here. I don't know if you guys can really see it all that well. Hold on. Maybe. Ah, shit. Hold on. Let me see if I can resize this so that you can see it properly. Because this shit is hilarious. Okay. Now, in the comments, can anybody tell me what the fuck is wrong with this shit? What exactly the fuck is wrong with this picture? If you guess that you got two mountains and then the earth is kind of curving in the middle, and that is nowhere on earth how anything fucking works, then bing, you win 2 million God points. This particular diagram is so fucky that I don't even know exactly how to explain it.
7 meters, equivalent to a 79-story building. This experiment is yet another proof that the Earth cannot be a sphere.
No, it actually proves that the Earth is a sphere and that there's atmospheric atmospheric refraction going on top of the water because of the pressure, because of atmospheric particles. All these things are causing it to do it. That's my old school moment for the night. Jay Garner, you can explain it with a kick-ass song. This fucking documentary is dumb. This shit ain't science. This shit ain't science. That's pretty kick-ass.
And the result of the experiment with radio waves?
Fuck radio waves now. Okay, so they had the long-range telescope. Now they got radio waves. The radio waves, like all of these experiments are I guess maybe good for backup reasons, maybe to test like the different types of electromagnetic waves, but fuck. I mean, it's pretty much redundant testing at this point. Okay, so CRISPR. So the Earth is a bowl now, like a Super Bowl? Totes a Super Bowl, man, or maybe a Sasquatch Bowl, where Sasquatch takes a shit every night. And then we got CMI videos. Hey man, your videos are just great. Love watching them. Thank you, CMI. Let's get on to this radio wave testing.
The researchers used directional parabolic antennas, where in the spherical Earth model, communication would be impossible, as the minimum obstacle would preclude.
I'm just going to give y'all a minute. Technically less than a minute, but do you see the problem with this fucking diagram? The Godless Iowan sing opera version of Today I Learned. I can't sing fucking opera. What are you talking about? Today I learned. Hey, he wanted it. He paid for it.
This, since at the distance of the experiment, the curvature of the Earth would generate an obstacle of 3.84 meters in height.
Okay, so just for reference here, even if there was water in the way, Radio waves can penetrate through water. Radio waves can go through buildings. If radio waves couldn't go through shit, I wouldn't be able to connect to the internet on my phone or anything else. So no, just because there's a curve and there's water on the curve doesn't mean that it just stops right there. It could go through the water. Now, it does affect the power of it, and it could reduce the power of it to the point where it can't reach the other side, I guess. But they do move faster through water, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, how much is that hat? Well, I got it at a gas station, and it was $10. But yeah, so not only that, but this is not a diagram of the actual Earth or any kind of curve that you could possibly see. It's quite fucky. We got Telltale in the house, yo!
We have connected.
Got it. We're with connection here. It's responding. The machine is responding. Returning.
You fucks are telling me that you spent 7 years so that you could just connect your computer to a modem across a lake? Is he serious? Who gave you money? They don't need to have money. Whoever gave them money, give me fucking money. Fucking, I'll go outside and do it right now.
I'm having connection to your computer there. We have a ping back here. The connection is established. The signal that we wanted, we could scan there and managed to find it here. Communication was established. It has been proven that at this distance, we have been able to establish communication.
Good for you. Like, seriously, like, of course, electromagnetic waves are going to flow with the curve of the Earth. You're not proving anything. You're actually not doing any kind of science at all. If you were a scientist and you were trying to do this, you would know that electromagnetic waves curve with the surface of the Earth, especially over fucking water. So I don't want to hear any of this shit that, yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Trump, we have proven that it's flat. You can go ahead and pay off that porn star now and kill Syria.
We know that any interference in the way would mean not achieve communication. The test with radio waves...
Well, not exactly true. He said that any interference in the way would prevent communication. There's plenty of interference that happens. Now, one thing that he didn't specify was the actual frequency that they were operating off of. They were operating between 3,000 and 30,000, which may be what they were operating off of. That's especially the electromagnetic waves are going to curve with the Earth. So, yeah.
Was, let's say, unusual. Because at the time, we set our antennas, and with the design of the spherical Earth, we started...
Well, somebody, Bo Holbo Rasmussen, is saying that something on the screen back here. Hold on. One tempo, time to live. Let's see. Device, station, channel width 5 megahertz. So yeah, yeah, that's definitely within the range that I was talking about. Land plugged, strength, very low strength, obviously. I'm not sure. Mac TX. Frequency 151 to that. I don't know. I'm not seeing like how far it is. I don't know. Maybe I just my engineering skills are not like fresh. Bo, if you could comment with how exactly it is, I would love to hear it. But let's see.
The test with radio waves was, let's say, unusual, because at the time we set our antennas, and with the design of the spherical Earth, we started to work with almost complete obstruction of the Fresnel zone, which is the zone, the region where the propagation of radio waves occurs, which would make communication impossible between the 2 points. However, with the idea of leveled waters, we would already have approximately 50% of the Fresnel zone unobstructed, which could allow communication between the 2 points, even if precarious. And how it happened.
This is yet another proof of the flatness of the waters, refuting the spherical model of the Earth.
But let's see. They're saying that the thing on the screen, it's definitely there. So let's see. There's the time to live. Havoc AP has apparently seen it. Okay, so is this the one that talks about this should be the one that talks about the signal. This is the only one that really has any kind of signal information on it. Let's see. Let's see, I see a device name. Security none version. Channel frequency. LAN is plugged in. Got a lot of fucking windows open, that's for goddamn sure. I mean, I see the signal strength is very, very low. Moo. The frequency would go through the water, yeah. I need a better copy of the vid. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and continue. I can look for it later, and then I might do a separate video on it. But we're running short on time, and there's still like fucking 10 minutes left of this particular section, and I want to get to the GPS stuff. So I'll look for it later. Maybe I've had one too many beers, but yeah, we'll get to it later. Okay, so this is him basically saying that they proved a flat Earth, which they didn't.
And how it happened.
This is yet another proof of the flatness of the waters, refuting the spherical model of the Earth.
Geodesic curvature in buildings. Okay, so basically what this is they take two buildings of a certain distance apart, and they're basically measuring like the distance between the bases and then the distance between the tops of the buildings. Now, any normal rational human being would understand that because the two locations are a certain width apart, that the bottom and the top are going to be the exact same width. They're not going to be leaning. But see, there's the GPS thing. All right, so Taurus natal. This is how it looks now, but then hold on. This is how they fucking think it works. Richard Wood says VLF is the only frequency that travels through water. Okay. My mom is leaning. Well, on my dick. So Richard, yeah, true. I mean, it's only certain frequencies that can move through water. I didn't say that before. I should have said it. I'm sorry. I was just pointing out how that doesn't necessarily restrict it, like the fact that there's water. But what was actually happening in their test was refraction, atmospheric refraction as it was being beamed over the water. That's what I meant. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for correcting me there, Richard. I appreciate it.
According to the theory of the spherical Earth, the distance of the measurements of the bases must be different than the measurements of the top, even in a few meters.
Okay, so they're using GPS, which I want to say this right now. The fact that these flat assholes are using global positioning satellites that require the spherical Earth in order to operate. They're using them in order to test this particular idea is fucking just hilarious to me. Now, also, it may, like, if you got enough of a distance apart, of course, they're going to vary. Okay, the distances are, at least. They will vary, but only by small amounts. Like, unless you're testing, like, one fucking building in, like, Hong Kong, and then another fucking building in, like, goddamn, I don't know, the East Coast of the USA, you're not going to be able to really tell a difference. No, Cat Brony, I don't accept them to be honest. Or I don't expect them to be honest.
But if the measurements are equal, this would show that the Earth has no curvature.
No, maybe you're just not far enough away, dickhead. Maybe you could, I don't know, test like 3 or 4 distances. See exactly where they do start to do it. I mean, this is horrible science, even on a basic level. Like, you don't just do one test and then you're like, oh, perps, flat Earth. Of course, they have multiple types to test, but I'm saying you would want to test different distances. And I'm sure that if you got 2 buildings far enough away, fuck, you'd be able to tell the difference.
Remembering the opinion of the INCRA engineers before the experiment,
Probably that will be in relation to the extension of this line, perpendicular to the baseline. I believe it will be longer.
Okay, I don't know why you have an engineer or whatever the fuck that guy is there saying it, but it just proves that you can't use an argument from authority to prove your fucking shit.
Thinking of the Earth as a globe, the initial expectation was that the measurements were different.
But when the results arrived, the
You can get pretty precise GPS stuff. But what I would say is that I don't know, like, they never list what materials they use or what GPS unit they use, so we can't really check to see exactly how precise their instruments were. But the more satellites you have in the air around you, the more precise you are going to be. But even so, I think that, like, most commercial versions are going to be within like 4 meters. So, I mean, that could be it. Like, I don't know if they accounted for that. They don't say anything. They just say, oh, they're the same. It's flat.
base and the top measurements were the same, showing that the 2 buildings are leveled upright.
Right.
And here the opening angle, where we read the point here, the base of the building and its height. As we do this calculation here, on this plane, we will always find this distance here.
And the Earth is flat. Glenn Collins, you get longitude and latitude and height from the GPS. You do. You get longitude and latitude from the GPS. But what they're doing is they're measuring the distance from one lat long to another lat long. They actually use the height right there. They do use the height in the next experiment that they have. But what I would say is that the precision of the GPS unit, along with the fact that you have to like space your readings out far enough away for the curvature of the Earth to have some kind of measurable effect on the building, is important. They obviously didn't do that here. They only had 3 kilometers worth of distance. I mean, that's enough to maybe do it a little bit, but it's not enough to be detectable, at least with the instrumentation that they have.
On this plane, we will always find this distance here.
the identical measurements of the distance between the bases and the top.
Glenn also had an addendum. Yes, it doesn't actually prove that, or like an angle. It doesn't send an angle or anything. The buildings are 90 degrees, like perpendicular to the Earth in both locations. So there's no angle. but they were trying to determine what angle they actually pointed away from each other at, and they're not going to be able to find that.
Prove that between the two buildings there is no curvature, proving that the Earth has no spherical shape.
All right, 4249. Shit. We'll investigate this shit right after we get done. Hold on, let me write this down. Line 10 on the left. We'll check it out here in a minute. I actually did a recording of this, so I don't know. All right, now they're just sort of standing around, not doing anything.
Curvature in the
Okay, so basically with this experiment, and I'm just going to kind of summarize this real quick. With this experiment, they placed 3 GPS units on different portions of this lake. And what they're doing is they're testing the height of it so that they could determine basically, you know, if there's a curve to it. So, I mean, this is assuming that the bottom, like the bottom of the whatever kind of lake they're at is flat. But if you put in GPS units across each one, of course you're gonna get like, it's gonna be at like sea level or whatnot, or whatever the sea level is of it right at the bank. It's gonna be the same. So basically, they position all 3 of these things like in different spots, and they test to see if like the middle one's higher than the others, because that would be on the curve. See that? 0.1, yeah, see?
If the third point were different, the water would be following the curvature of the Earth. If the measurements are the same, it will be proven that there is no curvature, but indeed flatness in the waters.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't remember exactly what lake that they're at right now, but it's fairly fucking obvious that it's not wide enough to actually determine a curve just by measuring the width of the fucking lake or wherever they're at. Like, this is obviously not good scientific, like testing. This is not very good scientific work. I mean, just look at their goddamn model yet again. I mean, you literally have these 2 pieces of land, and then you've got like a fucking bubble in the middle? What the fuck is this shit? Like, this is not how science is done or works at all. I don't know why you, as supposed scientists, think that this is a viable way to express what you're trying to talk about, but it's not. This is total horse shit.
We also obtained the same measure, 556 meters at the level of the lagoon. We analyzed the data collected by the equipment, and all points show the same result, the same altitude, thus showing that the water in the dam remains level.
Of course it's going to show the same altitude. The altitude over a body of water is always going to be the same, not because it's not curved, but because your altitude is relative to the area that you're fucking in.
These data overthrow the theory of sphericity.
No, it doesn't! This is horrible science!
Because according to this theory, the water should follow the curvature of the Earth. Only in a curve there is no level.
You can tell that it's not wide enough! You can see it right in the fucking video! That is a shit experiment! You can see the other bank! It is not wide enough. I don't know why this is considered science. This isn't science. None of this video is science.
The 3 altitude measurements were identical, proving the leveling of the water.
No, it proves that you weren't working on a big enough scale in order to detect it. Not to mention the fact that GPS relies on satellites orbiting a spherical Earth, but I digress. Still, you can have varying elevations, you know, even though, you know, you're on a small, like, distance. Like, you could have a fucking hill, something like that. Like, you can have varying elevations for very different reasons. There could be a fucking sand dune or whatever the fuck out in that goddamn lake there. Some dirt dune. There could be a dirt dune. You could fucking put that right there in the dirt dune and it's gonna have a higher elevation, motherfucker. But no, you don't want to admit that because that'll disprove your whole flat earth fucking theory.
Proving that the Earth has no spherical shape.
No, it does. It does have a spherical shape. Don't listen to this garbage fucking science. Laser beams! Alright, so here's the other one. Alright, so this is the laser beam test, okay? Basically, this guy right here that kind of looks like that guy from, oh, Chronicles of Riddick. That's what it looks like. Fucking Chronicles of Riddick. Goddamn Chronicles of Riddick. So anyways, they basically shine a laser across a body of water. Now, lasers are, of course, you know, part of the electromagnetic spectrum. So, I mean, it's basically the same thing as light going across there, which they'll actually show here in a minute. But it's gonna suffer the same kind of atmospheric lensing and shit like that. You know, you shine it across the lake and it's gonna curve with the Earth if there's even a detectable curve there. And they're explaining it, and they're explaining it, and that guy's explaining it, and they're showing a bunch of shots, and they're explaining it, and they're explaining it. They're explaining it some more. Again with these fucking goddamn, I mean, look at these horrible, horrible graphs. Horrible representations. 6.3 meters and All right. So,
to guarantee the accuracy of the result, the researchers decided to conduct a surprise experiment. With the team still in place, a beam of light was lit that should be visible at 18 kilometers on the side where the team of surveyors was, who used a total station.
Okay, so I will say that the light there is going to be the same thing as the laser pointer or whatever. I mean, you might see the laser pointer in a bit more concentrated kind of light thing, but still, I mean, the light from that little lamp that he's fucking holding, it would curve with the Earth too.
At that distance, the Earth curvature would have risen 6.3 meters, equivalent to a 3-story building.
They're also using like the 8 inches per square mile or whatever thing. That works on like small scales for surveyors and shit like that, but over vast distances, it's the equation's actually a bit more complicated. But also that like his whole assumption here is that atmospheric lensing, or sorry, not atmospheric lensing, but atmospheric refraction is not a thing to worry about when it actually is.
Do you see? Yes. Down. Can you see? Yes. Down. Can you see? Can you see? Yes. I am at water level. At water level. So, okay. I will write down and you read the angles and the coordinates.
Okay. Why don't you show us through the lens? I mean, why can't, you've done it with other things, why can't you show us this particular thing right here? Is it because you can't actually see it?
There you take that height where it was blinking at the water level. It's on water level, but on how many meters high?
Okay, so like, how exactly, how is it that he needs that bright light right there in order to see it, but he can't see that fucking giant bonfire behind him?
0. It's blinking.
Baking some hate. Can you see me now? How about now? How about now? Can you see me now?
In the water, right? It's in the water. 10 centimeters from the water. Okay, so
He wouldn't be able to guess 10 centimeters from the water from there. As you'll see in a second, it's fucking blurry as shit.
I'm going to write down the angle here. Wait, Wilson.
During the experiment, a laser was added without warning the topographers.
Wait, did you guys hear that cut right there? Like,
Added without warning the topographers.
Zero. It's blinking in the water, right? It's in the water. 10 centimeters from the water. Okay, so I'm going to write down the angle here. Wait, Wilson.
During the experiment, a laser was added without warning
I don't know if you guys could hear it, but the audio jumps. It sounds like they cut some shit out right there. I don't know what they cut out, but
the topographers.
Do you see any other light?
yes or no?
I see it. I did see. I saw.
Do you like how he started out a little bit lower and then he had to move it up until the guy could say, yes, I see it, I see
The
it.
laser now. He did see. He saw the laser. It die off. Lower the laser.
See?
All right, wait a minute, Wilson.
Okay, so I would like for you guys to note something here. This is supposedly from the little thing that he's fucking looking through, right? Tell me something, guys. What do you not see? I would say that I don't see that fucking light that he's also got shining. I would also say that he's holding that laser light up just a little bit more than the other light, so maybe the other light is below the actual like horizon, and it's the other light that's just not. It's making it. I don't see the other fucking light that you're supposed to be seeing, that you're saying that you're seeing before. He had it right next to the ground before. He was like, I see it. It's 10 centimeters below. I know because of fucking I got a goddamn ruler right here. Christmas. But can you do this? Ah. Like you can look. He could see the laser being shot across it because it's more concentrated, and I guess it curves with the earth better than that because that one doesn't have enough power to be seen with the naked eye, probably. I don't know. But he's holding that up, and then this, and you can't see a fucking one. You can't see the fire. You can't see that light. You can see the laser beam. It's like, do you see it twerking off and on? Yeah, I could see it. It's 10 centimeters right now. Oh, okay, good. Then you can see all these fucking lights, can't you?
Now I saw the laser. Did you see the laser? Not now.
Well, yeah, the fire is at level, but he had the light right down at the sea level right there, like right at the water level. And the guy was like, yeah, it's 10 centimeters, but I'm right above the water. It's 10 centimeters. And he's like, oh yeah, it's down here next to my foot. Such bullshit.
I saw the laser there. Lower a little bit. Do you see the light still? I see the laser there.
I like how they didn't show. Did you notice how they didn't show it when like they did the laser right next to the feet? They were just like, yes, I see the laser. Don't check my work, motherfucker. Get the fuck away.
Do you see the light still? I see the laser there.
Yeah, because it's back up to where you could see it before. It's not down by your feet, motherfucker.
That's good. Just a minute. Urandir, what's going on here? Dude, it's over. It's done. At the water level. It was there at 2 meters and something. Well, now it's ruined.
We're gonna go ahead and stop right here because it's way past time, and I still gotta do like comments and today I learned. But basically, I mean, this last little experiment here is total bullshit. Like, they show it where you can see it right on the horizon because of the atmospheric lensing or refraction that happens, but yet in other positions you can't see it. You also can't see the actual light, nor can you see the giant fucking bonfire behind them that admittedly isn't shining as bright. But if he could see that little handheld motherfucker right there, I'm sure he could see the bonfire behind him. But as it turns out, you can't. Also, I would like to point out why they didn't pull like those giant ass telescopes from before. Like, why? Definitely send me any of Dean Esme's comments or whatever the fuck. All right. So that's it for the convex Earth. Hold on. I hope that you enjoyed our convex Earth debunk. We will be going over part 2 where they have even more experiments next week, so be sure to tune in. If you don't want to stay for comments, I appreciate you even being here. Please leave a like. After this post, leave a comment. And I guess we'll see you heathens next Friday. But for those of you that want to learn more shit on Today I Learned, then you have some more learning to do, people. All right. You guys ready to learn some shit? Because I'm ready to teach some shit. All right. Today I learned that back in May of 2016, in order to show the absurdities in software EULAs, the Norwegian Consumer Council did a live word-by-word non-stop reading of all of Apple's and third-party EULAs on an average iPhone. It took them over 32 hours. That's just fucking crazy to me. Fedos says frickin' laser beams. What does it take to get frickin' lasers on top of their heads, people? Wait, hold on. We just want frickin' laser beams on their heads. Fucking lasers and shit. I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the time tonight. Today I learned about a dildo on my head. All right. So that's crazy. Continue. All right. Today I learned not only does Eminem not know how to work a computer, he refuses to learn. If I learned how to work a computer, I'm gonna be on that bitch all day looking at comments about me, and it's gonna drive me crazy. His manager says anytime he reads a review, it affects him for a long time. I agree. I definitely agree that it would affect me for a long time if I read some kind of review over something that I worked as hard as you have to work on for that, like a rap album. Like, I get why he gets so mad at times over that kind of shit. See, then. Yeah, that's all for today I learned. I hope you guys really appreciate that. All right. So we got a good comment and a bad comment right here. This is on today's video. As an atheist, godless, I would like to welcome Andrew into the real light, the light of atheism, where all the true fun is. And Andrew was a great guy. He was pretty awesome. And then of course there's Skywatch Central. Dear goshless engineer, we don't live on a sphere. I guess we live on a goddamn pancake then, according to that guy. All right, so we're about done with the comments. So if you want me to answer any questions please leave them in the comment section down below or in the live chat. Either one. I'm going to be going through them here in just a second. And then, yeah, here's another good comment, and we'll leave it at this. We need more people in the world like John, or we need more people like John Gleason in this world. And I really appreciate that, Mark. Mark is a guy who recently bought one of my beanies, which if you want a Godless Engineer beanie that you've seen me wear before, you can just email me at godlessengineering@gmail.com, and I'll definitely get you set up with one. I have a few left. Now, Mark bought one and he's extremely happy with it, and I know that we're going into the summer, so people aren't going to want to be buying them, but if you want one, you can definitely get one. They're only $22. I will be getting some trucker hats soon, though. All right, so questions of the night. Go ahead and ask your questions. Martin Jones, today I learned how to suck my nuts. Let's see, Peachy, will you get a rainbow tutu so you can wear it with that unicorn headband? I don't know. That would be an interesting thing to do, wouldn't it? I feel like this is how I should wear it. Although you might think I'm trying to stab you. Rawr! Rawr! Johnny Gamer, are you thinking of Legion? Let's see. You should make some GE beer holding hats. That would be awesome. GE, also, I must prove your God does not exist. You must prove I am not your God. I don't know what that means. Don, GE, look horny. A little bit there, buddy. Who made that art behind me? Well, I made that art. If you can tell, it's got the GE symbol on it right there. And this over here is GE art. This right here, KC and Xander made me. Apparently, I am the best dad hands down. And then they made hands, which I have to say, the Batman is a little. I mean, I don't know what to make of this particular portion of Batman, but damn. But yeah, I painted that shit. Cat Brony, GE, do you want to join in on movie night? Peter asked earlier. I would like to join that. Not tonight, but here maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm going to get back on schedule, and so yeah. GE, just admit the Earth's flat. Gonna go for it. Gonna go for it. GE, I bet you can't say hashtag quantum hug. What? Hashtag quantum hug. Hashtag quantum hug. Hashtag quantum hug. I don't know. I don't get it, I guess. You need one of those multicolored stoner hats from the 70s. That would be awesome. Is Jism the god of the flat earth? Yes, Jism is. Bat schlong. Bat dick. Bat dick. Bat dick. You got paint skills. I had no idea. John McNair, do you ever get tired of the flat earther's stupidity or depressed about how much work you have to do to try to get any of them to admit they're wrong? Well, John, I'm really glad that you asked that question. It's an important question because I get it. I get asked it a lot, and I just want to point out I went through 2 beers before we got to the end of it tonight. That helps a little bit, but on a more serious note, I try to take a comedic look at it. I try to look at it like, hey, these people are wrong, and I can show people why they're wrong, and that brings a little bit of value to the world and to the conversation. Because like with this right here, you have these scientists that apparently had been working on it for like 7 fucking years, and I'm fucking amazed at the fact that they actually like paid these scientists to do this bullshit. It's really ridiculous in my opinion. But you know, it doesn't ever It doesn't get me depressed because I take a comedic look at it. And I think that you should too. I think that you should first take a look at it like, hey, here's a point where I can educate somebody. Here's a point where I can let somebody know why they're wrong. And then maybe I can convince them otherwise. Or at least I can show them why they're wrong and maybe they'll admit they need to rethink some shit. That doesn't ever fucking happen, but you can always hope for the best. GE, just admit the Earth is non-Euclidean, isometric, truncated octagon. Were you trying to trip me up because I've drank 2 beers? Apple Crow, it proves their God to them. GE, how do seasons work on a flat Earth? Summer in north is winter in the south, but day at the same time. See, that's just it. I don't know how it would work. What they claim is that the sun moves into different altitudes in the sky. And I don't see how they can say that. For one thing, the sun would have to radiate out some kind of weird kind of heat where it's very intense, but at the same time, it doesn't actually negatively affect the Earth with the immense amount of heat that it would produce. So it's got to produce a lot of heat, but by the time that it gets to the Earth, it's not a lot of heat. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird heat there, but also the light dispersal pattern is really weird on that particular version of it. I don't know how seasons would work on it. Between Gaiman and Flat Earth, do you still have some brain left, GE? A little bit. I mean, not too much, I guess, but I think that's what the alcohol does, is it sort of dampens my brain so that it can take the beating a little bit. How would volcanic activity work on a flat Earth? I don't know. I'm guessing that it's the devil popping a zit on his ass. We're gonna go with that. Fuck reasonable answers. Devil popping a zit on his ass. That's what all these fucking volcanoes are. Just big old zits on his ass. Has IP gone through puberty yet? No! IP has not gone through puberty yet. Thank you, #beer. Just by the way, what beer do you drink, GE? Well, I've got to drink bitch beer. And by bitch beer, I mean light beer because I'm diabetic. So I normally, like right now, I'm having to drink Bud Light because that's what we had from the Faithless Forum, is a whole bunch of fucking Bud Light. But normally I drink like Michelob Ultra or something like that. But I am regulated to bitch beer. GE, if too many people stand on one side of the Earth, will it tip over? Fuck it. I don't know. It might. You get everybody on one side of the Earth and you get them all to jump at once, it might do something. I mean, the Earth is pretty massive, and it would take a massive force to even move the Earth a little bit. So maybe I doubt it. I doubt that it would actually do anything. Yeah. Not Joe Witness. It's about 1 p.m. here, and I still have not had a chance to go upstairs and find some breakfast. Too busy watching all these streams, so I'm starving. Someone send me food. All right, heathens. Well, I have been going for almost an hour and a half tonight. Of course, the convex Earth was never meant to be actually like done or anything like that in a short amount of time. Shit, hold on. There is one thing that we've got to look at. GE, can we make them run back and forth and make the Earth wobble? Maybe. I mean, that sounds like, although it might be kind of weebly wobbly, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Let's see, okay, we got to go to 4249 real quick before we leave out of here.
Complete.
Let's see.
Spherical Earth model, communication would be impossible.
4249.
We have connected.
Got it.
Okay. So let's see. Let me take a screenshot of this. Pictures, VLC thing. No, wait. There. Okay. See if we can figure this out. So they're saying it's line 10 on the left side. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At something. 1.4 kilometers. Oh shit, look at that. Didn't they say that it was 14 kilometers or something like that? I know they said it was a long distance, but it looks like it's just 1.4 kilometers. I'm guessing that's because, okay, so with the radio signal, it sends like a time code with it. And from the time code, you can determine exactly how much of a distance it traveled. Oh, just steal from my tweet. I found it. I got you, bro. Bro. I see it right there. I don't know if you guys can, I don't think it's showing up on the actual screen here, but yeah, it's right above his cursor, 1.4 kilometers. Damn. Land plugged in. That's right. Well, shit. That's crazy. I mean, it's like at every point in the convex, I'm going to have to really look over the second half of this, like when it gets to the proofs part for the next set of experiments, because I'm sure that they're going to be all fucky too. Man, that is awesome. Anyways, heathens, I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. If you will, leave me a comment. Also, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you like unicorn horns. Nah. Yeah, so I hope that you guys liked it. If you didn't, whatever. And then I guess we'll see you heathens later. If you see somebody doing the whole convex Earth thing, share this with them. I know that it's gonna start somewhere weird, so just let them know. Anyways, heathens, I will see you guys later. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, guys.